Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second cast of today. Yes, indeed, I have reached 1200 subscribers rather recently due to the, of course, publicity of Relic, which, of course, I'm greatly thankful. Of course, I'm also greatly thankful for the excellent, most amazing strategy game they made. But, of course, that's not what we're here to discuss. Well, we are sort of actually here to discuss the game, silly me. No, we are here to discuss the match, have a fun look at it, and, of course, second cast today, because, again, once I reach every 100 subscribers more, I do a second cast, and of course, well, I reached 1200 rather recently, so here goes, second cast for today, featuring two rank 14 1 versus 1 players, yes indeed, should be exciting, and right here on Sturzdorf, right here in some rather dense urban warfare territory, who shall be fighting, well, here in the northern area, we are having Marcok, Marcok. Let's just hope the other name is not lewd, and we are having Sugar. Oh, come on, this is sounding like some bad pornography movie. Sugar Tits and Marcok invading your beaches. Yeah, no, doesn't work. But of course, he also has another name that is GeneralHell, and let's actually just refer him to that. GeneralHell, it sounds a lot much better than this. Quite frankly, fighting for the American 4th Infantry Division, fighting for, well, not honor, but I suppose apple pie. Opposing them, of course, is Marcok. We'll just keep him like that. Kamfgruppe, yes indeed, sounds a bit more smashing already. Composed of elements of the 17th SS and some other bits. Fighting for the Reich here in this area. And in fact, let's get right down to it. This should have some interesting bits. And of course, what will Mr. GeneralHell be up to? Well, only time will tell. Kenkrad hanging westwards, Spanax going up. I mean, this is the usual sort of thing. Some players might sort of be tempted, well, there's a lot of buildings that could be great for heavy machine guns, except, of course, they can be outmaneuvered, in particular by a slick and clever Panzer Elite player, of course, with lots of Panzer grenades, half-tracks, and other devious Panzer business. Of course, I have certainly heard some complaints along the times, well, the Panzer Elite, they've got no Panzers. Well, the Panzer bit was, sort of just referred, they're armored in some sense, also half-tracks. Just like the Panzer Grenadiers, didn't mean they had a lot of tanks, they just, were sort of mobile infantry. It was sort of a designation thing. And we are seeing the first Panzer Grenadier team ready. Moving out with their K98Ks or Gewehr 98Ks, depending, of course, they had a lot of names. Funny that, and riflemen on the way from GeneralHell. Engineers heading eastwards and not heading towards this area. In fact, rather interestingly, although then again they might know. Yes, no, yes, no. Panzer Grenadiers heading towards the center with, yes, there we go, Gewehr 43. That was the Gewehr 43, although I suppose there might have also some called it K90. Oh, never mind. Gewehr 43, yes indeed. Semi-automatic rifles by the German. The primary one, they also had the Gewehr 41, but they rather realized that one was rubbish. And after capturing some Soviet SVT-40s, they rather figured, well, that's how we are supposed to do it. And so they made the Gewehr 43. Engineers and Panzer Grenadiers sort of mucking about a bit, and engineers taking up positions in an old house. Panzer Grenadiers finding themselves in a bit of trouble outside, out in the open, versus submachine guns, but they're getting up behind some highly flammable fuel tanks. Absolutely great positioning right there by the Kampfgruppe K's Panzer Grenadiers. Smashing good show, in fact. Panzer Grenadiers continuing in the west. Kenkrad continuing to seize territory. I mean, no second Kenkrad. I have seen that, sometimes, and I'm certainly using myself. And there you go. Riflemen under 5 ton. The Panzer Grenadiers taking up positions behind an old truck. I mean, good use of heavy cover. And of course, GeneralHell's troops take up position behind their own truck. Lots of trucks here wrecked. Panzer Grenadiers advancing, hoping to get the advantage against the riflemen, and the fight continues here. And of course, this is a much better position for the Kampfgruppe case. Panzer Grenadiers only one window, thus meaning, of course, only one can fire out of it. So good show there, Mr. K, or Hauptsturmführer K. And the Kenkrad moves about. Still riflemen, still fighting off against the Panzer Grenadiers. So far, they're slightly losing. 6 Panzer Grenadiers will be much better than 6 riflemen. There we go. And now here we are seeing a slight, sneaky little trick using the Kenkrad to basically push them out of their cover, thus forcing them away, and of course clearing this out much faster. Riflemen breaking through, and we are seeing a suppressor volley from the Panzer Grenadiers, immediately suppressing and slowing down the riflemen. Sneaky that, although they do not quite hit as much, because in this case it's just the volume of fire, not really how accurate you are, that matters when you're trying to suppress the enemy. And of course there might be reinforcements on the way. Engineers moving in. Will the Panzer Grenadiers retreat? Well, they are signing slowly, but surely. Oh dear, there we go. Panzer Grenadier down. while the others are moving around here, perhaps moving towards these. And we are seeing engineers flanking the Panzer Grenadiers, forcing them away, running away with the Gewehr 43 in the hands. A 4th Panzer Grenadier team has also arrived. My goodness, but no further rifles are ready, and we are seeing so far 3 rifleman teams up for GeneralHell, not GeneralHell. That's another accent altogether. Engineers now under fire, running through the brush as the Panzer Grenadiers blast away with the rifles. Further Panzer Grenadiers moving in. And riflemen right here in the north, sort of trying to secure some fuel. Engineers being forced away by the Panzer Grenadier Scourge of the Kampfgruppe. Will the last engineer make it? Yes, indeed, the heroic engineer who could have made it out of there alive. Question is, will he survive further? And we are seeing a large force of riflemen moving in towards the west. I mean, continue trying to dodge away this huge force of Panzer Grenadiers. That's certainly the way to go, you know, and thus being able to strike where he isn't. Good movement there by GeneralHell. Very good movement, in fact. And riflemen continuing in the east. Continuing just seizing vital points from the Panzer Elite, who is currently a bit lacking in territory, at least in some sense. And then again, the Americans have also been stopped. Of course, question is, how will they handle this? Engineers moving east, and riflemen now coming under fire from Panzer Grenadiers moving in from the flank. Of course, might force the Panzer riflemen if they're forced to retreat past them, giving the Panzer Grenadiers more time to fire away. 9 Panzer Grenadiers versus 12 riflemen, and the riflemen are certainly taking losses despite some good positioning. And there we go, forced away, deciding not to hang about more. It is time to run. The Panzer Grenadiers having a bit of a shooting gallery, seeing who can get the most riflemen as they run away. And one goes down finally, and there we go. The west is quite open to the forces of the Kampfgruppe 1. The riflemen continue to seize away every fuel point. This is quite clearly a sort of tactic or strategy of denial. He knows, well, I can't get all of this, but I might as well, you know, try to deny it to my opponent. So good move there, very good. And judicious use of harassing riflemen, very, very nice. Engineers pushing through here in the east as well. Rest of the riflemen getting ready. We are seeing a Kampfgruppe company up from Marcok K. Of course, the Kampfgruppe K of the 17th SS. Making ready for the fatherland. Looks like the Panzer Grenadiers are perhaps moving in to put a stop to those silly riflemen. And there we go, in fact moving in to connect all those territories. This of course could lead to a lot of fuel suddenly going in. And yes, indeed, pretty much going beyond doubling the amount of fuel that Mr. GeneralHell could receive. Pretty clever right there. Panzer Grenadiers running away, getting gunned down. Riflemen were forced away though, and the riflemen are charging at the Panzer Grenadiers. And we are seeing a cluster bombing of incendiary grenades. Everybody is on fire. I even think the Panzer Grenadiers suffered some heavy losses, but my goodness, it's quite the bonfire. It's an incendiary hell. Certainly can someone be roasting and barbecuing a bit there, but that was quite nasty for GeneralHell right there. He suffered quite a lot. A lot of good men died, but then again he also got some Panzer Grenadiers to run away with tears in their eyes. And engineers now coming under fire from other Panzer Grenadiers moving in, including those with the Gewehr 43. And we are seeing mines going down here by GeneralHell as well. Good move, though. In this case, it's a bit more interesting why he didn't place one there, for example. And the riflemen are once more ready for another push for Uncle Sam. Kettenkrad moving out. In fact, he's got 2 Kettenkrads now to sort of make up for all the territories he's not been able to get. And looks like he has about, well, 5 Panzer Grenadier teams at the moment, a rather heavy Panzer Grenadier presence. And certainly also getting the most out of it. But then again, I mean, GeneralHell is also ensuring he gets the least out of it in a sort of sense, you know, constantly running about from point to point, trying to break through where Marcok K's forces are not.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Very clever that. And certainly quite a bit of resources being invested into his Panzer Grenadiers as well. I mean, he's already probably a wager got defensive operations. Yes, there we go. In fact, we can proceed right there. And incendiary grenades, which is also certainly going to delay him getting anything like, say, an infantry half-track from the Kampfgruppe company, or perhaps getting a Panzer IV, getting anything else, you know, a bit heavier. And these Panzer Grenadiers need to go. Oh dear, this could be, in fact, be the first Panzer Grenadier team lost. And they go down. The riflemen were successful in the hunt for the Panzer Grenadiere. One team sort of left behind while other twos are moving about. Not a lot of Gewehr 43s being equipped. Might have something to do with all those incendiary grenades locked right at the riflemen and getting engaged at several sites. This is getting rather dicey. Surrounded. Riflemen, though, trying to take a point out in the open. Not the best position. Taking up position in the house. And what is this? I believe we might have heard the sound of a booby trap going off. Did I hear wrong, or am I messing up some bits of the game much too early? Well, I don't know. It's only a bit here when you know I'm talking. Well, at least I'm having a lot of trouble hearing it. And we are seeing Riflemen getting ready for an assault. Engineers with flamethrowers and mass really getting ready for a small assault team right there. This is going to get very toasty. Panzer Grenadiers doing the best, throwing an incendiary grenade. Perhaps not the best thing to throw at a moving target. It's better at standing targets, preferably to deny them cover. And looks like the entire Panzer Grenadier force is forced away. Only Kettenkrauts out in the field, and they are in the east. And of course, they might soon run into some problems. And looks like something is on the way from the Kampfgruppe company at this stage. Could be Panzerschicks, could be half-tracks. And mines being laid down right here. Very nice movement right there. Very aggressive use of mines, trying to sort of prevent him from sort of disturbing his business right there. Good move. And looks like we are seeing a supply yard and a Trier center, thus ensuring his forces keep on going a bit longer and of course decreasing upkeep a bit. Very nice. Kettenkraut under problem, under fire.
Lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Panzer Grenadiers ready again, and we are in fact seeing Panzerschicks, but something else is coming out. What could this be? What could this be? It is a half-track. It is an infantry half-track. Quite exciting. We don't see those too often. Still, leichte Panzerspähwagen. No, Schützenpanzerwagen, not Spähwagen. That's the armored car. This is the half-track. Of course, some people do seem very keen on using it as an armored car. It's not. It sort of works best in support with infantry and hits a mine. That was absolutely spectacular. Right off the bat, Riflemen charging at the infantry half-track. Not looking good, although they are getting a bit too close. No, the machine gun on the infantry half-track is not exactly half bad. And if you get too close, it can in fact suppress you even. Panzergrenadiers moving in. Half-track though taking a bit of damage. And there we go, a Gewehr volley, 43 volley though. And Riflemen are forced away. I mean, the half-track best serves, in conjunction with your infantry, support. Use it to support your Panzer Grenadiers, keep them going longer in the field, and so on, and give them a bit more mobility. Those are the strengths of the half-track, and we are seeing a Panzerjäger command going up. Could we be seeing armored cars? At the same time, GeneralHell is going for the big hill. He's going for the tank depot. Yes, indeed. Will we be seeing tank destroyers, or will we be seeing actual tanks? That would be very exciting to find out. And there we go, infantry half-track getting repaired. And we are in fact, I do believe, seeing scorched earth. Of course, I might want to check around.
We have territory out of supply.
Would be a nice, yes, indeed. Booby traps from the Kettenkrauts. Of course, they can lay down booby traps if you are scorched earth. Kettenkraut in a bit of trouble, getting hunted down by the Riflemen, and could go up in flames any second now. No, the Kettenkraut heroically makes it out of there. Panzer command ready. A bit of resources being floated, in fact, by our friend, who is going straight for the armored cars. And Frapp's going straight for the lag ability from the Lagos Doctrinus. Yes, indeed, not very nice. Seems a bit unstable now because it's times high, then low, then I don't know. And we're also seeing a forward barracks right here. Clearly, the Kampfgruppe is hoping to establish the main defensive point of its strategy right here, the Schwerpunkt. Although at the same time, of course, that also means he's rather giving up a bit of his initiative, which could be a bit of a bad thing. Panzer Grenadiers moving forwards, booby traps going off, but GeneralHell clearly has control of all of this, constantly dodging about, sending them off elsewhere. And the tank buster Panzer Grenadiers being forced away. Half-track might move in to support. Panzer Grenadiers might also want to consider moving in. Engineers and Riflemen. Flamethrowers and guns. Half-track still not moving about. Could of course be he's waiting for the armored car to arrive. And there we go, half-track turning on in his own. And a full retreat from GeneralHell while realizing he's not going to make this assault. Thus deciding to fold and get the hell out of there. Good move, GeneralHell. Panzerschicks flying, and well, I can't help but notice he's getting an abundance of Panzerschicks. I mean, in fact, he has 3 Panzerschicks, but only 1 Gewehr 43. His opponent is currently, rather heavily relying on infantry, but and looks like GeneralHell is getting the Sherman tank. Of course, the Panzerschicks will help again, but then again, the Sherman will also help against that. Booby traps being laid down at the same time. Sherman sneaking about. 50 caliber ready. Will GeneralHell unleash hell with this Sherman from hell? Hells. And there we go, Sherman opening up on the Panzer Grenadiers. One down. Oh dear, the horror. That was poor Schultz. And these riflemen are being forced away by the armored car, although the armored car has taken quite a bit of damage itself. It is rather a bit vulnerable in your core. Of course, you have to be careful not trying to use it like a bloody tank. It's not, it's an armored car. In particular, a very light armored car. It's more about mobility, keeping your flanks clear and all that. It's not there to fight the central fights. If you try that, it's not going to last very long. My apologies, but it's not. And we are in fact now seeing the Marder upgrade. Of course, you might have sort of got the idea that there's a Sherman on the way. Or perhaps he's just being judicious and sort of thinking, well, I need more anti-tank assets. But then again, 4 Panzer Shreks, you know, call me unorthodox. But, you know, it might also be an idea to get something to deal with all those riflemen you have been seeing. And we are now also seeing a weapon support center going up for GeneralHell. The Kampfgruppe K, really again heavily equipped with Panzer Shreks. Apparently they must have stumbled upon some pretty huge cash. Or just stolen a lot from some other nearby units. You don't need them anymore. Yoink! For the fatherland. And GeneralHell pushing through here, going for the fuel and going through here as well. Booby trap has been set off. Kettenkrauts trying to seize what they can, and Panzer is moving in to repair the Kettenkrauts. Sneaky that. And looks like something might be going on here. Sherman getting ready, and we are seeing a mortar. Oh right, there's some odd thing here where if you're trying to have a mortar right behind it, it's not going to be able to fire past it. I think it's a bug with the map. And half-tech full of Panzer Shreks, armored car moving in as well. Riflemen being forced away. Too much fire. Apparently he's hoping to use his infantry half-tech as a Panzerjägerwagen of some sort. And the mortars still firing from there. Not very funny. Sherman advancing. No, it's pulling back. Half-track under fire and opening up with a few salvos on the Sherman. Both, in fact, connecting with the frontal armor. Mortar still not hitting anything. Riflemen pushing through in the east. Things are a bit more vulnerable. Lots of booby traps going down right here. Good usage of booby traps, you know. You might as well use them when you have them because they are free. And now it looks like someone was actually equipped with some assault rifles. Absolutely spectacular. Sturmgewehr 44. Rifle under fire from the glorious German assault rifles. Quite floating about, a bit of manpower constantly now getting mortar half-tacks. You might want to consider, you know, getting perhaps some half-tacks, perhaps getting another building, you know, perhaps getting something so you can invest. Turn that manpower into something else, perhaps, you know, get some more fuel. Booby trap set off, armored car moving in. But certainly been a very good choice here from GeneralHell to sort of constantly go after the fuel of his opponent, thus denying, of course, meaning he can't get a lot of vehicles or much else. And that is rather apparently leaving our friend here, Marcok, in a bit of an odd situation where he's got a lot of manpower, but he seems to be not entirely knowing what to do with all this glorious manpower he seems to have amassed. Well, he seems to have amassed, of course. Sherman moving forwards, Rifleman moving forwards towards the booby trap, sending it off, and oh, they do seem to be getting away just in time. Infantry half-track under fire, needs to turn about. Rifleman advancing under fire from the Panzer Grenadiers inside there. Engineers gunned down on the retreat. Sticky bomb goes off on the half-track, out of control. Oh my goodness. And it is down. One Panzer Grenadier was lost while they tried to get out. Panzer Shreks flying, but of course they can't really take on riflemen like that. They are a bit lacking in anti-infantry power. Mortar rounds now flying. Finally having moved his mortar about. Already scored 1 kill, now bombarding the forward barracks. Panzer Grenadiers in a very bad position. They have no cover. Going down. Veterans 1 for the riflemen. And this position is getting bombarded. Riflemen getting gunned down on the retreat again. And the mortar half-track blasting away. And the American mortar. Sherman advances. A second Sherman from GeneralHell. Panzer Grenadiers going down to mortar fire. And we are seeing a bit of offensive veterancy there. Germans running protection for this entire area. And I do believe it's time for the mid-game analysis. Yes, indeed. What is the current situation? Well, currently things are looking a bit dicey for the Panzer Elite, for the Kampfgruppe K. Sort of having a bit of a bulge right there, but they're not controlling most of the map. They're not controlling most of the victory points. And they are floating a ridiculous amount of manpower. I mean, it's rarely seen this high up, but again, I rather suspect it's because he has absolutely no idea what to do with it. Again, he's probably expecting to get some vehicles, but he doesn't have the fuel for it, and that seems to rather lead him to sort of be unable to then do it with something else with it. Perhaps, you know, get up a logistic company, get some scout cars up, thus secure some fuel points, thus get more fuel. Just get a lot of Panzer units and charge forwards or Kettenkrats or something. He's floating just too much manpower. Quite unfortunate, quite tragic. And of course, GeneralHell is really now pushing an advantage. He has Germans, he has a mortar to provide cover, he has engineers with flamethrowers, and he's really going through everywhere. So, I mean, this is good. And he's even got a supply upgrade. Absolutely amazing. Now all he needs is basically a medic station, I'd argue. So let us return to the fight and let us see if Mr. Marcok can't get something a bit more useful. German advances opening up on Panzer Grenadiers trying to reinforce. And this German makes quite a mistake there. Getting absolutely blasted with Panzer Streks. This could be the end. Reifman moving into flank though. Mortar half-track a bit exposed. Panzer Grenadier team needs to retreat. And there we go. Sherman out of control. Second one also taking quite a bit. I mean, they're seeing an armored doctrine. In fact, he's using on... I can't remember now. Currently it's something with all map repairs or something like that. Whatever. But he's certainly repairing his own Shermans at the moment. One was lost. One is still there. In this case, of course, all those Panzers pay themselves off. And we are seeing a Marder Frey on the way. The 17th SS actually did have Marder Freys in its Panzerjäger company. It was supposed to have the newer Jagdpanzer IV, but it couldn't get them. In fact, only a few divisions in Normandy had them. And, well... in some cases, they just never made it forwards either. I believe the 5th Panzer Division, the 12th SS, and I believe another SS division in Normandy actually had them. Others sort of arrived and were used elsewhere as they sort of finally got there. Right from under fire, Panzerjäger blowing away their car, but of course, Panzerjäger's not quite effective against American infantry. Armored car advances, opening up, blasting away. Cover getting blown to bits. This is going to be very hazardous territory. Mortar rounds flying, and all of these Panzer Grenadiers are awfully clumped up. They are excellent mortar targets. And another bit of cover going away, leaving the riflemen much vulnerable to the armored car. And we are seeing several, and my goodness, 3 Panzergrenadiers go down. Riflemen charging forwards, and the Panzerjäger team was lost. An armored car can't provide protection due to the building in the way. This is looking very, very bad. And he needs to get some more infantry. Mortar half-track getting covered in sticky bombs. Engine is destroyed. Marder 3 not quite able to help, really. I mean, major problem here seen from Marcok is he's lacking in anything that can actually deal with the infantry in any sort of serious manner. He doesn't have actually anything that can deter it, which is quite unfortunate. Mortar half-track goes out of control. Rifleman running away. And Sherman repaired. Another Sherman ready, in fact. Not looking good at all. Mortar rounds flying. Forward backs constantly getting hit. And the armored car trying to clear out the mortar, which has already gained veterancy too, but the Sherman is in the way. Rückzug, get away, you silly armored car. And sounds like the Sherman is on a path of vengeance against the Opel Blitz trucks, crushing them with its mighty treads. Kettenkrat continuing through here in the east. One has apparently been forgotten. Further Panzer Grenadiers advancing. Lots of armored cars now on the way. Apparently he's sort of figuring the armored cars will do the trick. I'm not entirely convinced, in particular with Shermans on the move. Kettenkrat being forced away from the east, although he is once more getting ground on the map. And let us return to GeneralHell. Of course, that's Gonama, who might be getting more Shermans, might be getting more upgrades, he might be getting a lot of things. We'll have to see. But these armored cars, of course, will not be of any help. Those Panzer 6 will be, and of course, the Marder Frey. There were 2 variants. One was called the M, one was called the H. I can't remember the difference. They just looked a bit different. Same sort of tank they were based on. I believe the differences were a bit minor besides visual. Mortars flying once more. Panzer Grenadier positions once more exposed again. And the mortar is in fact also a bit exposed. Armored car moving forward, perhaps hoping to get off a few good shots. The Marder Frey also blasting away, but the armored car's getting much too close to the riflemen. And sticky bombs and Browning automatic. His rifle's getting ready as well, and now it's really going to hurt him. I mean, Marcok that he's lacking rather than some direct anti-infantry capability. He should have gone for a Panzer Support Command and perhaps gotten some Panzer Force a lot earlier. And incendiary grenades, rifleman team forced away. But lots of Panzerschecks. Although offensive veterancy, which does make them a bit more accurate. Of course, the rifles following the Panzerschecks a bit more accurate. Of course, there's still the assault rifles, but they are pulling back. Mortar still under fire, but it's taking absolutely no damage. It's simply not getting hit. And 2 Panzer Grenadiers get down by the mortar. This is not good. Armored cars sort of moving about. Kettenkraut securing what it can. Mortar rounds flying, killing Panzer Grenadiers. Booby traps going off. And the Shermans are on the move, knocking out this armored car. This is looking quite tragic. Riflemen continuing to fight away. And I wonder how close this mortar team is to gaining veterancy 3. There we go. In fact, scoring 16 kills. Veterancy 3 increasing the damage it does by quite a bit, making it that much more lethal against any infantry it hits. And sadly, his Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerschecks are not anywhere near the Shermans, while the things that could actually deal with the infantry is not anywhere near that either. And of course, Panzer Grenadiers constantly getting mortared. In fact, oh well, there we go, field repairs. Booby traps going off. And something tells me that we might in fact be seeing a Pershing tank. Yes, indeed. No Calliope's for GeneralHell. And Sherman under heavy fire, out of control. Oh dear. And the other one gets hit. Well, we are seeing field repairs going up, but it might not be enough. And this second Sherman could be lost as well. No, the Marder 3 is gone forever. And the second Sherman in fact goes down. It was pretty expensive for either side. 2 Shermans lost. The Marder 3 lost several Panzer Grenadiers. And the other Sherman in fact crashed right into the forward barracks. Armored car continuing to fire away. Rifleman going down, but the armored car has to get away. It can't take this much punishment. And a Pershing has arrived. Yes, indeed. The M26 Pershing, not actually there in Normandy, has arrived. Moving forwards with its 90mm gun. And the armored car goes down to the Pershing. The Pershing continues its hunt. And this second armored car could in fact be its prey. Panzer goes with Panzerschecks trying to rush in. Heavy damage, damaged engine on the armored car. Oh dear. Panzerschect hits the Pershing. And the armored car constantly tries to escape the Pershing, but will it be? No, it doesn't look like it. Panzerschect taking up. And another armored car goes down to the Pershing, the hunter of armored cars. And it looks like it's getting hit by mortar rounds itself. Could there be a German mortar? Nope. Further Panzer is advancing. A last armored car is also remaining, and we are in fact seeing Scorched Earth sector artillery going up as well to try and protect that area. Still 4 rifleman teams, although they are quite beaten, savagely so in fact, but he still has the supply and upgrade, so that's certainly going to help a bit. And that mortar is still quite the danger, quite the nuisance. And of course, I mean, he's just firing here because it's, it's a pretty good bet, that your opponent might be lounging about that forward barracks he placed up, when he has defensive operations. It's not a bad idea. And of course, he just keeps raking in the kills. Although this mortar might have to run away from the armored car. Certainly a bit more of an unusual game, but still has some fun bits, and of course showing that this mortar is in fact, pretty damn effective if used properly, can do quite a bit of damage, and of course again, 18 kills, veterancy 3. This is one very nasty mortar pushing through here in the east. Panzer Grenadiers doing what they can to hold back the rifleman tide, but will it be enough? Armored car firing off a few loose shots. Kettenkrauts moving through in the east, trying to retake what they can. And the riflemen moving in to put a stop to that, it looks like. Forwards, forwards.
They're taking one of our points.
And trying here in the west as well, but getting stopped by riflemen with Browning automatic rifles in this case. And looks like another Model 3 is ready. Moving through the rubble of some old previous building. Pershing fully repaired. And, oh goodness gracious, that man which was laid down a lot earlier was just hit and did some terrible damage to all of these Panzer Grenadiers. And now the Pershing is moving forwards on the prowl for these wounded Panzer Grenadiers. This could end up very, very ugly. The Model 3 is setting up to right cover and hitting the Pershing right there. The Pershing continues, does not stop, and is now getting hit by Panzer 6 and Model 3 fire. This could end up very, very grim for this Pershing all of a sudden. And now the Panzer Grenadiers, emboldened by the support from the Model 3, are in fact hunting down the Pershing, which is now not looking too well. Less than half health. Perhaps down to a quarter. Perhaps even less. And the Model 3 gets a rear hit. Only one more shot and this could be the end. Field repairs are being used. Destroyed engine. Oh goodness gracious. And the Model 3 continues in. And out of control. Oh no. That was a Pershing down for GeneralHell, although he has been getting Shermans out to replace the ones lost, so that's not all bad, but really one Sherman down is, no, one Pershing down is never good. And now the Sherman moving in to take advantage of the situation of the chaos rather than pushing in, attacking the Panzer Grenadiers, who are not looking too well. The Sherman getting hit with mortar fire and Panzer fire. And a Panzer Grenadier goes down, oh dear, and drops a Panzer. A Panzer seized by the rifleman, getting scorched by incendiary grenades. But the Model 3, and what is this? Artillery, scorched earth sector artillery blasting in on the rifleman, suddenly down to only 3 men. Model 3, though, heavily damaged, on fire. The only thing working is the gun. Sherman getting away. And the mortar fires away. What could this mean? What could this mean?
Enemy unit down.
It's perhaps hoping to get out that Model 3 with a bang. And there we go. The mortar scores a kill, knocking out a Model 3, adding that to its score tally as well. Quite vicious. Rifleman 95 from armored car right here in the north. He keeps getting on with those armored cars, but doesn't move beyond it, quite sadly. No attempt at a single Panzer IV. Most sad.
Losing ground out there.
Insectile is certainly being of help, although he should, of course, be careful he doesn't kill himself. And Rifleman team just barely making out of there. Quite horrific. And let us return to Marcok. What is his situation? Certainly a lot worse now. He's in fact spent all of that manpower he had because he lost it also rather quickly. Suffered 2 heavy losses. And now he's pretty much down to just Panzer Grenadiers, in fact, with a single armored car and a Kettengrad. Hoping to get that Sherman. Panzer 6 flying, hitting but not killing. And Rifleman moving in to flank the Panzer Grenadiers, in fact 2 down right there by a shot by the Sherman. And incendiary grenades, Model 3 they were hiding behind, knocked out, and the Riflemen are running for their lives towards the hills, perhaps. And they just barely make it out of there. The forward barracks is, surprisingly enough, still standing, although it's certainly seen better days. The roof is not really much anymore. And Riflemen moving forwards, both Veterancy 2, very nice, very nice. Panzer is pulling back towards it, of course. That could be a very nasty trick, as of course there is the mortar team, Veterancy 3, which is certainly going to be very hard to escape if you actually are within the range of blasting. Riflemen charging in with support from the mortar. Of course, you could perhaps lay down, some smoke cover. And there we go, 2 Panzer Grenadiers moved down to the mortar. And another Model 3 arrives. Still nothing that could perhaps more successfully and decisively deal with those American infantrymen, these GIs, these Yankees. And meanwhile, the Yanks are in fact giving the Krauts quite a beating. The Hun is bleeding. And the forward barracks is now, in fact, taking quite a bit of damage. Armored car moves in once more. Riflemen going down ever so slightly. Marder 3 firing in support, but not really achieving much. Kettenkrad forced away by riflemen in the east. Sherman still getting repaired. And the mortar team is still firing away. No, it's in fact pulling away. Not quite keen on being so exposed. Riflemen moving forward. Mortar team on the run. And the Kettenkrad is tragically lost to American firepower. One goes down to a Panzer right here.
Moving! Panzer, we must defend the enemy's advances on our victory points.
And riflemen doing their best to secure the eastern victory point. And we're in fact now seeing a sniper out for GeneralHell. Lots of incendiary grenades right on these riflemen. He's going straight for the base assault, hoping he cannot be stopped. German though moving in, opening up on the Panzer grenades, doing quite a bit of damage, and they're standing out in their own fire. And now the mortar rounds are flying. These Panzer grenades are taking extreme losses, need to retreat. And another vehicle was lost. I suspect that could have been the armored car. Yes, indeed, it is no more. It is but a wreck, but a sad memory of prouder days. And another armored car is quite ready to replace already with another on the way. You know, he might save that manpower to replace all those Panzer grenades, and of course, perhaps get a Hummel. That might save the day. Or it might just make things harder for GeneralHell. Armored car moving in, hoping to perhaps catch some engineers, force them away, and there we go. Armored car continuing its prowl for the Americans. And there we go, Americans taking quite a bit of damage. Kettenkrad securing a victory point. The Kamfgruppe K and Hauptsturmführer Marcok K not looking too well though. And the forward barracks finally collapses under heavy and intensive mortar fire. And another armored car is ready. It is moving forwards. And there we go. Apparently Marcok K, rather realizing he's in a bit of trouble, pulls out, retreats with the rest of the Kampfgruppe K to fight for another day. So there we go. A bit more of a higher ranking match. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned some things. I mean, what can we learn from this? You know, mobility is good. You know, I mean, if your opponent is trying to climb up all his Panzer grenadiers, try to be where the Panzer grenadiers aren't. I mean, that was one of rather GeneralHell's rather sort of clever things. Of course, there's mining, although we didn't see an awful lot. We did see a lot of booby traps, but that's not quite the same, I might argue at least. Also, a mortar, you know, can do a world of good, as you saw here. 24 kills with an American mortar. Quite lovely. Quite splendid. And of course, armored cars are not tanks. I mean, he kept trying to throw out tanks, but it certainly didn't work for him. And he rather got stuck in the same rut, you know. More armored cars, more armored cars. You know, let's not get a Panzer support come out. Let's try not with a Panzer Force or a Hotchkiss or anything slightly different. And of course, he rather lacked the infantry capability to deal with the other infantry. I mean, he had too many Panzerschrecks, I'd say. Way too many Panzerschrecks. So there you go. I mean, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe to the friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.